group after their somewhat spotty record in the first round robin, for me, it starts right here. Put QWQ away very cleanly, and we can start having a conversation about Team Secret getting out in the second seed with a little bit more advantageous placement.
And so to kickstart things off with our pick and ban phase, Zinx and Galio removed by QWQ, Camille taken away by Team Secret. Well, I look to see what their final ban is going to be. Going to be that Gragas, and so taking away a lot of these strong power picks. Lee Sin still up, and so let's see if these teams want to go for it.
I'm looking at the play down in the bottom lane for Team Secret. We've seen Chewy and Hamas pull out all kinds of exciting stuff. They are the practitioners of the Seraphine Sona composition, kind of the only people that bring that composition out here in SEA. Of course, it's very popular in Europe, but not as big a hit down here. And one of the things they will do when they can't get that Seraphine Sona is all that has been banned out so far. The Ziggs will come out in an AD carry role, Galio's support. Team Secret respond to those bans by bringing a Janna out to play as their support.
Solid pickups coming in from QWQ, the Rakan, Zaya, and as well as the Olaf. I gotta love this, knowing that Azar is such a proficient Olaf player, take that one away from him quickly. And Azar going to go at Darius. We see the Janna, Javid, and Kaisa locked in for Team Secret.
Over on the QWQ side, I like what they've got so far in the bottom lane. They have the survivability and engage tools to contest in that Zaya Rakan, but I will always side with the Kaisa lane. I think Kaisa is absolutely broken right now, especially with the team they've drafted. Team Secret are an all-in engage composition, and they're going to try and get onto the QWQ backline and burn them down fast. That's why it's very important that they've got this Zaya as opposed to any other AD carry. She is a very good defensive AD carry, but her work's going to be cut out for her.
I'm a little concerned for QWQ. They haven't drafted for too much disengage, locking in the Diana to round off the composition. Does well against Orianna in lane, but little to none disengage for QWQ could just mean a collapse out from Team Secret. And on Team Secret's side, looks like a pretty well-rounded composition. I'm going to give them a slight edge as we should be jumping into the Rift. This is the second game from our Group A and the second game from day number 3 of the Summer Super.
What do we do as we load in? Well, I like to set expectations, and I'm going to do so reasonably, Grandin. I don't think it's very likely that QWQ come out on top here, but I do think there are stakes as well for Team Secret. Namely, if they don't win this, I don't think it's likely that they're going to be able to leave this group in anything other than 3rd seed. Hold this thought, I think we're good. And also, if they don't win this dominantly, I worry for their run in the competition. They've shown some weaknesses so far. One of them, I think, is they don't play quickly enough. They will win the team fight, shatter the early game, and then Team Secret tend to kind of shut down. Their main focus is the objectives, and they don't know what to do on the map if a Drake isn't up, if a Baron isn't up.
I like to think that, sometimes that can be a little unreasonable, so to say that QWQ might have a chance, I'd like to put my eyes on that. I think you're exactly right, though. Team Secret are a team that plays... Team Secret are a team that plays so well around these objectives, and we saw how well they were able to link up in that game against Team EVOS. That being said, though, if QWQ can snowball ahead and punish them before they can get to these moments, we could very well see a full game on our hands. As a little bit of an exchange happens towards the Baron lane, Trevor going to be moving in along with the rest of his team to pick up this Scuttle Crab and deny it away from Tommy.
Team Secret starting with a very aggressive Scuttle plan. This is probably going to get them a double Scuttle, which is a very significant jungle start. And you can see how they get it. Rome comes up from the bottom lane. Hama's already setting up before there's even an opportunity for QWQ to get out and have vision on either Scuttle. It didn't matter that time because Tommy was slow on the clear, so he was on the top side of the map, not contesting. But had Tommy been on the bottom side of the map and tried to contest that bottom Scuttle, it would have been fought for by Chewy and Hamas. They were there for the zone. That's also why Tatsuri was roaming in from the mid lane.
Pretty good lead with that. So like you mentioned, it's going to be the double scuttle. Instead, QWQ with a really good response by getting some vision around the entrance points from Javan's jungle. Spotted out by the enemy team, and so even as he tries to counter jungle here, is going to get shoved away by QWQ.
And this is the part of the Team Secret game that always looks so clean. This is the part of the Team Secret game where they thrive. They're going to play a very clean first rotation in the jungle. They're going to see Trevor try to gank one of the lanes, usually mid or top. And then they're going to turn instantly towards the first right.
Hang on. Might be a collapse onto Jackie. Shockwave going to come through. They get the knockup, perhaps with the flag and drag. Aren't quite able to find it. Jackie flashes away, pops the barrier too for good measure.
That's a win.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot for Team Secret. Just have to burn the Shockwave.
Yeah, you get the flash there, which is actually very important because Jackie doesn't have as good engage. Like, the Diana is a threat regardless, but Flash Diana, much scarier to your backline, much scarier to Chewy. So that's a pretty massive tool to have down for the first fight. And
also,
it's what Team Secret always do.
And I kind of want to highlight, Tatsuri has been staying in lane for so long, constantly channeling his recall, hasn't been able to find this back. And so he just had the Sapphire Crystal, didn't have any additional damage. I felt like that could have potentially been a difference had he joined in with a little bit more. Finally makes the recall, and right on time because Dragon's going to come up.
Now, Dragon's going to come up, and you can look at the timing here. Team Secret have Trevor out from the base off of the reset here right as the Drake comes up. They don't want to go instantly for it because they don't have vision control on the other side of the wall. They know there are some QWQ members here. QWQ were also very good on timing and are here starting to fight. This is a very good call from QWQ. You need to take it to Team Secret and disrupt the early game. And because they did so,
okay,
it's a
Redemption coming in.
Secret.
Cataclysm gonna lock in a couple members on the side of QWQ. Munson gonna be used by Hermes to split up the fight. Meanwhile, over the back end, Shockwave connects onto Tommy, but he has the Ragnarok. Stays out of the knockup. Joining in, Azar comes in. Flag and Drag not able to get the knockup onto anybody. Flashing in is a two-man apprehend from Azar. Gonna put a lockdown back onto Cool. Cool flashes out and able to survive a little bit longer, but it's not much health left. Instead, it's First Blood going over to the Java. They're looking back onto CLJ. Cannot quite find the damage to take the rest of QWQ down. But QWQ come up with this Dragon, but it lose first turret exchange.
Yeah, this isn't worth it. QWQ trade a kill and a turret for only the Drake, and only a Mountain Drake at that. And I really liked everything QWQ did to force that fight. They bring all 5 players down towards the Dragon, and Team Secret are caught. V5.
We have to see how Team Secret continue to take advantage of how they want to recover from this moment.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you take a good fight like that, it's all very good macro-wise, but if you can't then win the fight, you're in trouble. And QWQ did everything right. They got the 4v5, like I was talking about, where they had CLJ down there, while Team Secret didn't have Azure. But they don't turn for the fight, instead focusing on the Dragon, gambling on the fact that they would be able to disengage, and that's not what their composition's especially good at. They don't have a lot of hope, they can't walk away from a fight. They're an engaged team comp, and that loses them control of the game, which now snowballs as Team Secret take the first Globe Rift Herald of the game.
And we highlighted this during the pick and ban phase. Not much disengage from QWQ. They walk in. They only go one direction. They only know one way. The only way is in and deeper and take down the enemy. But Team Secret responding in turn really well here. And so now, Kaisang already picking up the items to get the Icathian Rain evolved and should be able to look for some pretty good fights here. The next Dragon coming up in a couple of minutes. They could use the Rift Herald to set up the wave as they pick up the Dragon as well. Let's see if QWQ can find anything here. At least we do see a couple of core items completed for some of their main carries.
I mean, the big thing is the pacing at this point, because Team Secret can just take these trades. Sure, QWQ are pressing in the bot lane. Here comes a mid-shove, Rift Herald in hand. They are going to get this turret. QWQ don't have the resources to win the 3v2 down bottom. They can't outshove Chewy's clear.
Man, and just going for it, you know, they saw the bot push and decided they wanted to go mid instead. And now into the top lane, Dragon Drag connects onto Jackie. Jackie likely to go down here. The shot wave going to be used. Moonfall not able to do too much, just delays him a little bit. Team Secret come up ahead, claims the kill on this Diana.
And QWQ shove in towards the mid lane, still trying to respond across the map. But again, they simply don't have the resources to. Top lane gank successful for Team Secret means that they get to reset with so much more gold. They're going to trade that top turret as they have to, because eventually CLJ will take the bottom turret. But the gold advantage is now so firmly in Team Secret's hands. At the 8-minute mark, they have 4,000 in the bank.
Looking to be in a pretty good spot, especially since they get to reset right before this dragon. So even looking at their items right now, Protobell completed on the Darius, and I know you're a big fan of this. Seeing the extra mobility out from the Darius is a big issue to deal with. But they're going to be used to get a knockout back onto the Janna right away. Hames might just go down. He flashes back onto the backline. Jackie jumps in, but gets apprehended. He moves out with the killer instant. The characters are still locking him down. He has nowhere left to go. Shotwave coming out from Tatsuri. They pick up two. Now looking for a third, perhaps. Dragon Drag going to be jumping in onto CWJ. CWJ goes down finally with the bleed. It's a double kill for this Kai'Sa as they trade back, but Cool can only do so much. 1 dead from Team Secret and 3 dead from QWQ.
Yeah, Cool doesn't have access to the front lines of that fight. The only player that dies is Tatsuri, who gets chased out by CLJ and basically just flash ult on himself into the middle of the fight, playing a Diana there, and it works, getting a massive shockwave that shuts down all of QWQ's front line and keeps Cool again at arm's length. This is one of the downsides of the Xayah. They're not very good at those front-to-back fights, especially in comparison to a Kai'Sa. Cool can't be the poke that steps up into the front line in the same way.
I love that, TJ. You know, cosplaying Diana, the sombrero ultimate, just to lock down a couple of members on QWQ's side. And, you know, we also have to highlight Trevor with that Cataclysm. He locked in Kai'Sa for so he locked in the members of QWQ for so long, they couldn't really walk out, and so Kai'Sa just able to free hit them as they were stuck in such an awkward position. Tommy, you know, he has the Ragnarok, but Ragnarok doesn't stop that wall. Instead, 5 breaks out once again. Shotwave connects on the 3 as Cataclysm locks down 2. Tommy, like I said, cannot run away as the wall blocks him, holds him down. Chewy repositioned with the killer instinct. He jumps back over onto Cool. Cool tries to flash out. Azad joining into the fight now as he locks down CWJ. CWJ tries to trade back, but it's the first kill with the Nox and Guillotine, locking down for the double, and heads roll as QWQ get ace from the Team Oppo Ace.
Presented by Oppo, and they're going to turn instantly towards the Baron as well. Team Secret have hit critical mass. There's no way for QWQ to team fight against them now, and it all comes from their incredibly polished early game. Now, here's where, during their last game, we saw some trouble arise. Team Secret beat QWQ in the early game, got the Baron power play presented by Glove, and then didn't get any more momentum. They just froze out on the map, and it took so long to close things down. Now, they still won their game versus QWQ, and they'll likely still win this game, regardless of what they do now. But it is a weakness, and it is something I'm worried, because Team Secret's lack of late-game decisiveness has cost them wins versus other teams.
But it doesn't look like it's going to cost him this fight against Jackie, though, as Azan just jumps in, gets the dunk off, goes unstoppable, and takes out this Diana once again. 0-4 at this point, with the Rod of Ages, with the Rabadons, still not able to quite find his presence in this game. CWJ dodges away from the Cataclysm with the second charge of the Slice and Dice, so gets out pretty cleanly, I would say.
So the strategy that Team Secret are trying to execute right now is a 1-3-1, where you have a 3-man core playing the middle of the map, and 1 player on both side lanes, now shifted to a 1-2-2. Same read, right. And if you can push in all 3 lanes simultaneously, there's no way for a defending team that's behind to punish any of them.
Hold on, fight come in, quickly in. We have the lockdown over on the Team Secret. They just might just be able to find this spy. Shockwave connects over to two as they take down the Renekton right away. Jackie trying to jump in, and even with his damage items, isn't able to find the damage to take down Team Secret. Team Secret still find the fight, even with all of that.
Cerberus just walked away. He was caught in the middle of everyone, and now he just walks right back in, finds a kill. It's 2 inhibitor turrets down. Team Secret showing that late game shot calling I was waiting for.
Now they pick up 2 turrets, looking for a third, and they have the minions waves crashing in too. Calculus are going to be used to lock down Tommy. He doesn't have anywhere left to go. Team Secret gonna play discipline, holding on, not looking to overextend and try and pick up the Nexus. Instead, going to reset, pick up the jungle camps where they can, and come back.
I disagree with this. You had a man advantage. The only player on the map that maybe hurts you is this Xayah, who's currently in Death Timer. I think Team Secret could have just ended, but they're always such an objective-focused team. They see the Drake coming up and they go, we could get the Drake, and then it would be easier. They will have to win the 5v5 off of their respawns, but I don't think that's hard for Team Secret.
I think that's exactly it. Team Secret so focused on trying to play out these incredibly clean games. They don't want to look for too risky of a play. As QWQ sits right on top of ward, I'm not sure that's where they want to be. Shockwave around the top, but he has the right to rise. Instead, they trade back onto this Orianna. Orianna goes down, but they get the kill onto the Renekton too. Into the back line. Azur, what a monster! What a beast! Pulls him with the
He's gonna get 3!
Jumping in with the flash. That's a triple kill for Asterius.
And another Oppo team ace for Team Secret as they dot their I's, cross their T's, and roll heads, knocking QWQ out of group stage contention and setting themselves up for success in the second round robin.
This is what you'd expect from Team Secret, being so acclaimed moving into the Summer Super Cup. Teams had eyes, everyone had eyes on this team. And so picking up I would say, let's go as far as to say an expected win against QWQ. QWQ still tried their best and had some pretty interesting and good moments out. But overall, great presence from Team Secret, the presence from Trevor. I like their draft, and they really shut down the composition from QWQ.
Yeah, we see what I was talking about in the early game, where Trevor is boosted so far ahead by his teammates. That's the wrong word. Boosted has negative connotations. Trevor is set up so well by his teammates that he's able to get a massive early game advantage, and then they roll that early game advantage immediately into the first Drake fight. QWQ very clearly doing their homework. Remember, they took an advantageous fight around that first Drake. They just lost it. And I think that's the weak point of Team Secret. When they're not able to get that first Drake fight, when they're not able to turn their early game advantage